Hello, jewels of inestimable value. The most dangerous woman is the one who has seen the game, understood its rules, and refused to play. Gaslighters thrive in the shadows, manipulating reality and twisting perceptions to maintain control. But when they cross paths with a Sigma female, the game changes drastically. She's not just immune to their tricks, she dismantles them with a precision that leaves manipulators shattered and exposed. The world is full of those who thrive on deceit. But what happens when the one they target sees through the facade and knows exactly how to destroy it from the inside out? This is the tale of how the underestimated become the unstoppable, and how Sigma females turn the tables on the sneaky gaslighters who dare to challenge them. Number 1. Mind games don't work on steel traps. When a gaslighter tries to manipulate a Sigma female, they're playing with fire. Gaslighters rely on confusion and doubt, but with a Sigma, they're up against someone whose mind is as sharp as a blade. She doesn't just see through the lies, she dissects them. Every attempt to distort the truth is met with a quiet, unyielding intellect that breaks down the manipulator's tactics piece by piece. Gaslighters thrive on creating chaos, hoping to leave their target disoriented and questioning reality. But with a Sigma, they quickly realize they're in over their heads. Her clarity is unnerving. She doesn't waver, doesn't get lost in the haze of manipulation. Instead, she stands firm, her grasp on the truth unshakable. The more a gaslighter tries to twist the narrative, the more they expose their own lies, because she's not just resisting the manipulation, she's actively unraveling it. This isn't a battle where the Sigma female has to raise her voice or make a scene. Her strength is in her intellect and her unwavering sense of reality. She listens, observes, and lets the gaslighter weave their web of deceit, only to calmly point out the inconsistencies, the contradictions, the flaws in their logic. It's a masterclass in mental fortitude, leaving the manipulator not just defeated but humiliated by their own failed attempts. The gaslighter thought they could control the narrative, but in the end, they're the ones left tangled in their own lies, exposed by the very person they underestimated. The Sigma female walks away unscathed, while the gaslighter is left to pick up the pieces of their shattered facade. Number 2. The silent, unshakable confidence. Gaslighters depend on shaking the confidence of their victims, sowing seeds of doubt that eventually take root and grow into full-blown self-questioning. But when they encounter a Sigma female, they quickly discover their usual tricks are useless. Her confidence is not just apparent, it's unshakable, deeply ingrained, and entirely self-sufficient. It's the kind of quiet, unspoken power that doesn't need to be flaunted, because it's simply who she is. A Sigma female's sense of self doesn't waver, because it's built on a foundation of self-awareness and inner strength. She knows who she is, what she stands for, and no amount of manipulative chatter can convince her otherwise. This isn't the kind of confidence that needs external validation or reassurance. It's an inner calm, a quiet resolve that is immune to the gaslighter's efforts to undermine it. When a gaslighter tries to make her question her own reality, they find themselves up against a wall of indifference. She doesn't flinch at their accusations, doesn't crumble under their pressure, because she's not looking to them or anyone else for confirmation of her worth. It's this quiet, steady confidence that makes her such a formidable opponent. Gaslighters rely on creating instability, on making others feel off balance. But with a Sigma female, they're the ones who end up stumbling. Her unyielding self-assurance leaves them with nothing to latch onto, no cracks to exploit. They're left frustrated, powerless, and ultimately they begin to doubt their own tactics. In the end, the gaslighter is reduced to a mere shadow of their former self, while the Sigma female remains steadfast, untouched by their attempts to control her. Number 3. They don't seek validation, so gaslighting falls flat. Gaslighters thrive on making people crave approval, twisting that need into a weapon. But with a Sigma female, they hit a brick wall because she simply doesn't care about external validation. Her sense of worth isn't tied to what anyone else thinks. It's something she's cultivated from within. This makes her nearly invincible to the usual gaslighting tactics. When a gaslighter tries to manipulate her by dangling approval or withholding it as a form of control, it falls flat. She doesn't need their approval, or anyone's for that matter, to feel secure in who she is. Her confidence isn't fragile, hanging on the opinions of others. It's solid and self-sustained. This internal validation means she's not swayed by the push and pull of manipulative games. In a situation where most people might start questioning themselves, a Sigma female stands firm. She doesn't second-guess her thoughts or decisions based on someone else's twisted narrative. The gaslighter might try to create doubts, but those doubts don't find any purchase in her mind. Instead, she sees the manipulation for what it is, a desperate attempt to control her. What the gaslighter fails to understand is that without the power to make her doubt herself, they have no power at all. Their usual tactics of creating confusion, making someone feel lesser, and feeding off insecurities simply don't work on her. The Sigma female's unshakable self-worth renders the gaslighter's efforts futile. They're left grasping at straws, unable to comprehend why their tricks have no effect. And in the end, it's the gaslighter who ends up questioning themselves, bewildered and powerless against the woman who needs no one's approval but her own. Number 4. They weaponize their boundaries. When it comes to boundaries, Sigma females don't just set them. They enforce them with unwavering resolve. These boundaries aren't just guidelines. They're firm, unyielding lines that no one is allowed to cross. Gaslighters, who are used to bending others to their will, find themselves completely outmatched. They might try to push, prod, or subtly test the limits, but with a Sigma, they run into a wall that doesn't budge. Sigma females know exactly what they will and won't tolerate, and they make this crystal clear from the start. This isn't about being inflexible for the sake of it. It's about self-respect and maintaining control over their own lives. Gaslighters depend on finding cracks in people's defenses, slipping through unnoticed to start their manipulation. But with a Sigma, there are no cracks. Her boundaries are like a fortress, built on years of self-awareness and a deep understanding of what she needs to protect her peace of mind. When a gaslighter tries to cross these boundaries, they're met with immediate resistance. There's no negotiation, no second chances, no bending the rules. The more they push, the more they expose their intentions, and the Sigma female sees right through it. The gaslighter, used to getting their way, suddenly finds themselves powerless, their manipulative tactics bouncing off her defenses with no effect. This firmness isn't about being cold or detached. It's about preserving her autonomy. The gaslighter's usual tricks, chipping away at someone's resolve, making them question their own rules, are completely ineffective. Instead of finding someone they can mold, they encounter someone who holds their ground with quiet, unshakable strength. And as the gaslighter realizes they have no way to breach these boundaries, their control slips away, leaving them frustrated and defeated. The Sigma female doesn't just protect herself, she turns the gaslighter's own tactics against them, making it clear that she's not someone who can be manipulated or controlled. Number 5. Psychological Aikido, using manipulation against the manipulator. Sigma females have a unique way of turning a gaslighter's own tactics back on them, making them question their own reality. It's a psychological power move that leaves the manipulator disoriented and off balance. Instead of confronting the gaslighter directly, which is what they might expect or even hope for, a Sigma female subtly mirrors their behavior. She uses their own manipulative techniques, but with a twist. She doesn't do it to hurt or control, but to expose and disarm. When a gaslighter tries to distort reality or twist facts, the Sigma female responds in a way that subtly reflects their actions. She might agree with their twisted version of events, but in a way that's so precise and so sharp that it forces the gaslighter to see the absurdity of their own lies. It's like holding up a mirror that shows them exactly how distorted their manipulation has become. The more the gaslighter tries to double down, the more they start to feel the ground shifting beneath them. This isn't a game for the Sigma female. It's a way to bring the gaslighter's tactics to light without ever raising her voice or losing her composure. The gaslighter, who thrives on making others feel confused and off-kilter, suddenly finds themselves in that very position. They start to doubt their own ability to manipulate, questioning whether they've lost their touch or if they're simply outmatched. The brilliance of this approach is that it's done so subtly that the gaslighter can't pinpoint exactly when they lost control. All they know is that what used to work on others is now backfiring on them. They're left second-guessing themselves, their confidence shaken, and their manipulative edge dulled. The Sigma female, meanwhile, walks away without breaking a sweat, having turned the tables so effortlessly that the gaslighter never saw it coming. Number 6. They expose the gaslighter's true colors. Sigma females possess an extraordinary gift, the ability to maintain an almost eerie calm in the face of gaslighting. While most people might feel their blood pressure rise when someone tries to manipulate them, a Sigma female remains cool, collected, and entirely unfazed. This unflappable demeanor is not just a defense mechanism, it's a strategic move that throws gaslighters completely off their game. Gaslighters feed off emotional reactions. They expect their victims to get flustered, angry, or defensive, anything that gives them a foothold to dig in deeper. But when a Sigma female responds to their manipulations with nothing but calm, it unnerves them. There's no visible anger, no frustration, nothing that they can latch onto. It's like trying to start a fire in the rain. It just doesn't work. This calm isn't just a front, it's a reflection of her deep inner strength and confidence. A Sigma female knows that getting emotional plays right into the gaslighter's hands, so she refuses to give them that satisfaction. Instead, she listens, observes, and lets the gaslighter unravel themselves with their own words. The more they try to provoke her, the more they reveal their true intentions. What the gaslighter doesn't realize is that this calm is also a form of psychological warfare. It's a quiet reminder that she's in control, not them. It's disarming, even intimidating, to face someone who refuses to be riled up or manipulated. The gaslighter, expecting to see signs of their success in her reactions, instead sees only a composed, unbothered woman who isn't playing their game. This calm also has a ripple effect. The gaslighter, unable to get the reaction they want, starts to become uneasy, even desperate. Their confidence wavers as they realize they're losing control. And that's when the Sigma female has them exactly where she wants them, on shaky ground, unsure of themselves, and unable to continue their manipulations effectively. She doesn't need to raise her voice or make a scene. Her silence, her calm, is more powerful than any outburst could ever be. It's the quiet victory of someone who knows that true power lies not in how loudly you speak, but in how steadily you hold your ground. Number 7. Indifference as a power play. A Sigma female's sharp intuition is one of her most potent weapons against gaslighters. While gaslighters rely on subtlety and deception to manipulate others, a Sigma female is always one step ahead. Her instincts are finely tuned, almost as if she has a sixth sense for spotting hidden motives. She picks up on the smallest inconsistencies, the faintest red flags, and the most minute shifts in behavior, long before the gaslighter even realizes they've been caught. This intuition isn't just about sensing something is off. It's about understanding exactly what's happening beneath the surface. When a gaslighter starts to weave their web of lies, the Sigma female doesn't just notice the threads. She sees the entire tapestry they're trying to create. She connects the dots quickly and quietly, analyzing every word, every gesture, and every tactic with laser-like focus. What makes this intuition so effective is that the gaslighter has no clue it's happening. They think they're in control, manipulating the narrative as they please, but all the while the Sigma female is silently gathering information, piecing together the truth. By the time the gaslighter makes their next move, she's already seen through the entire act. This leaves the gaslighter in a precarious position. They rely on their targets being unaware, caught off guard, but with a Sigma female, they find themselves playing a game of chess against a grandmaster. Every move they make has already been anticipated, every lie already exposed in her mind. The Sigma female doesn't need to confront them immediately. She just lets them dig their own grave, watching as they become tangled in their own manipulations. When the time comes to call them out, the Sigma female does so with the full weight of her understanding, She's not guessing or grasping at straws. She knows exactly what's been going on, and she delivers her insight with precision. The gaslighter, realizing they've been outmatched, often crumbles under the pressure, their facade shattered by the one person they couldn't fool. And in that moment, the Sigma female's intuition isn't just a tool. It's a weapon that leaves the gaslighter defenseless, exposed, and defeated. Number 8. They walk away without a second thought. Sigma females have an uncanny ability to let go and walk away without a second thought when dealing with gaslighters. While most people might get caught in the web of manipulation, trying to fix the situation or change the person, a Sigma female knows when it's simply not worth her time. This ability to detach and move on is one of her greatest strengths, and it's a powerful way to dismantle a gaslighter's control. Gaslighters thrive on drawing their targets deeper into their game, making them feel trapped in a cycle of doubt and confusion. But when a Sigma female senses that someone is playing mind games, she doesn't get sucked in. Instead, she makes a clear, decisive choice to remove herself from the situation altogether. There's no dramatic confrontation, no drawn-out battle. She just leaves, taking all of her power with her. This exit is not about giving up. It's about knowing her own value and refusing to waste it on someone who doesn't deserve it. The gaslighter, who is used to people clinging to their manipulations, is left stunned. They expect their target to fight back, to get entangled in the back and forth. But instead, they're met with the cold reality that the Sigma female is gone, and she's not coming back. Walking away is a move that leaves the gaslighter powerless because it removes the very foundation of their control, the ability to influence and manipulate. Without a willing participant, the gaslighter has nothing to work with. They're left standing alone, their games rendered useless. The Sigma female, meanwhile, doesn't look back. She knows that her peace of mind and self-respect are far more valuable than engaging with someone who seeks to undermine them. This act of walking away is final, and it sends a clear message that a Sigma female isn't someone who can be toyed with. She's not afraid to cut ties, to end things without closure, because she knows that her well-being comes first. And in doing so, she strips the gaslighter of their power, leaving them bewildered and defeated by the one thing they never expected: a simple, silent, and resolute goodbye. In the intricate dance between a Sigma female and a gaslighter, the outcome is never in doubt. With a blend of unyielding confidence, razor-sharp intuition, and an unshakable sense of self-worth, the Sigma female turns the tables with remarkable ease. Gaslighters, accustomed to manipulating and controlling others, find themselves outmatched by a woman who operates on a different level altogether. Her calm demeanor, clear boundaries, and strategic detachment leave them not just defeated but bewildered, facing the harsh reality of their own ineffectiveness. A Sigma female's ability to see through deceit, to dismantle manipulation with precision, and to walk away unscathed underscores her extraordinary strength. In her presence, gaslighters lose their grip, their tactics rendered powerless. She doesn't need to shout or fight to win. Her actions speak louder than any confrontation ever could. As they struggle to regain control, they're left to grapple with the fact that they've met their match in someone who operates on an entirely different plane. Ultimately, the Sigma female's mastery over her own life and emotions ensures that she remains untouchable. She's not just a survivor of gaslighting, but a formidable force that exposes the limitations of those who attempt to manipulate her. The true power lies not in the conflict, but in her effortless ability to rise above it, leaving gaslighters to face the reality of their own insignificance. If you enjoyed exploring how Sigma females outsmart gaslighters, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Join us for more powerful insights and strategies by hitting that subscribe button now. Don't miss out on the latest content that empowers and inspires. Thanks for watching, Jules. See you in the next video. Bye for now and stay blessed.